So, hello, let me just share the screen. Hope this works.
Yeah, it will. No worries. Yes.
Okay, hi, and thanks for having me here. Glad to be part of this business forum and sharing Eleclux views on circularity. So first, just to make sure that we are all on the same page, what is Electrolux? And it's all about household appliances, and how we describe it is in three segments. We have the kitchen segment, so everything from cooking, food preservation to dishwashers and small appliances for the kitchen. We have the laundry, washing machines, tumblers, and so on, and also there, also including small appliances like irons and stuff. And finally, the well-being area, which is floor care and air care and water heaters, air conditioners, and similar stuff. And I think that's just to set the scene, and this is the area where we operate in. So that's enough said about Electrolux, I think. But then, before moving on to the next slide, I think it's worth thinking about circularity and what it is. So, circular economy or circularity concept has been around for a few years now, maybe almost 10 years. And there are so many definitions of circular economy, but what is it really? And we have spent some time to also identify our definition, because that is what it is. To make it meaningful, each company or actor using circularity needs to also define and clarify what it means for them. But overall, I think the main point in circularity, how I would see it and how we see this, circularity is about maintaining material at the highest possible value as long as possible. And it's a little bit interesting with the term circularity, because it indicates circularity or circling as an important feature. But in reality, the most important aspect of circularity is keeping it alive as long as possible, whether it's a product or something else. That to not waste means that avoiding waste, the easiest way is just to keep things alive longer. That reduces the need for new materials and reduces the amount of waste. That said, we can move on to, this is how we see conceptually circularity for Electrolux. This is adapted from a Dutch professor, Nancy Bokken. And this is circularity in a very neat way. So we have the input side materials we choose, the use phase, use longer. And we have the recovery restore phase, basically making sure that products that cannot be used anymore are collected, and the materials, or sometimes maybe the components, are extracted and they're made into new good use. That is kind of the very easy outline. And now this is what we made it more detailed to clarify our actions. And then it starts to get complex. So because circularity, to make it concrete and happen, we need to break it down in many small pieces. And this is how it looks for us. So we have the material phase, we have the design we see the design for new materials, overall material choices, packaging materials, part of that. And actually see most of the actions are in the use phase. So that how we support maintenance by supplying spare parts, delivering service. We design for repair. We have new business models coming. We design for durability, and we're experimenting with refurbishment. I wouldn't say that we have come very far on that topic yet, but it is on our roadmap. And finally, on the recovery side, that we design for recycling. We are active in product take back, support it as much as you can, and we use recycled materials. So this is Electrolux circular approach. And then from there, this was the abstract version, and then I would like to share a few case studies. And now it was promised to also share, I have 3 case studies, but within this time slot, it was not possible to fit the plastics and the service subscription. So unfortunately, I cannot share this here, but you're very welcome to reach out after the presentation and discussion, and I will share more details about this if you're interested. So first, we have a RoboVac release, and the 2 ones after that are also vacuum cleaner based, about reuse and recyclability. So my first use case is the Pure i9 service subscription. Pure i9 is a high-end, high-performing robotic vac. It's very high performance and it received very good reviews around the globe. Now this is available as a service subscription in a pilot in Sweden, and it's even more than a pilot today because it's been very successful. We have several thousand subscribers. And how does this work then? So first of all, it's a connected appliance that is kind of in this model. It's a foundation of the model because payment and other things are linked to the connectivity of the appliance, because then we can communicate with it. So it's a service. So you pay per use. It's 1 SEK per square meter cleaned. Minimum fee of 79 SEK per month. Maximum fee of 259 SEK per month. So after that, basically the cleaning is for free. And having a model like this makes it the entry barrier for such a product, high end, becomes much lower, and people who would not consider paying up for buying one are more easily convinced about saying that see the benefits of such a product when they can lease it or pay it on a subscription. And to be a really more circular concept, we have a few elements like consumables are included. So you can see the little brush showing there in the down. A few more brushes under, they wear out slowly. But thanks to the connectivity, we can measure the use time, and after a certain number of hours, the subscriber automatically gets a little kit by post and can easily replace worn-out brushes with new ones, so keeping the robotic vac in good shape. Other benefits, and I think it's important in a circular model, is of course that repairs are included. If it's broken down, you just send it back. You get the maybe not a new one, but you get the refurbished one or a well-functioning one. And vacs that are returned either because there is a problem or because subscribers have ended their subscription are refurbished and put out again. And already today we can see, though retention is quite high, so turnover of subscribers is low, but all the vacs coming back, we already sent back on the market, so we can see that we have more than one user per vac already. And we know from research that it's very interesting seeing that no users have complained about receiving a used vac, but many even appreciate it because it's kind of proof of evidence. Turns out that many users are aware of the sustainability performance of this solution, so they are happy to receive a used one. That was about the service subscription and business models. Next case is also about the vac, but in the other angle, looking more at the refurbishment potential. And then look at a totally different vacuum cleaner. This is an old-fashioned cordoned bagged cleaner, kind of the really old-fashioned style. This project is a pilot where we explored the opportunity to produce a new vacuum cleaner from 100% recycled components and materials. And we did that in cooperation with Stena Recycling, a Swedish recycling company. And we said that what we wanted to do was to look into the opportunity of this. And to make this happen, we decided on one specific model that has been sold in quite large quantities in the Nordics. So we knew for sure that it would come back to the recycling plant, which treats EEE. And we then knew that coming back. So what we asked Stena to do is to pick up 25 of these products, the best looking ones, and take them out from the belt and give them to us. And we tested them to see what came out. And we were actually a bit surprised by the outcomes, because when we were taking these 25 machines, you see them in the picture neatly lined up here, 20 of the machines were in working condition. So 80% of the thrown away vacs were actually working, but they were thrown away. All of the motors were in good working condition. So that might mean some minor electronic problem, making them not useful for the moment, but easily repaired. And the average age was 5, and the average use of the engine was a little bit more than 20%. So it says that no less than 20. So most of the lifetime in the engines were left. This raises some interesting questions. Of course, for the project, it was good news. It means that the refurbishment potential was very good. We had components in a good shape and could make new vacuum cleaners out of it. But why are people throwing away functioning appliances. This is a question we are struggling with now. We're struggling with that we are researching now, try to understand better, and how to make sure that people get the most out of their vacuum cleaner, keeping it for the full life rather than just for a fraction of its lifetime. So that was the first insight. And then we moved on. So we had a good start here. And then we looked at the outcome. And we made, yes, this is what the pilot test, we made 3 prototype vacuum cleaners. They were performing like a new one, and they're 100% made of recycled materials and reused components. So some of the parts, all the mechanical parts are reused parts. Some of the plastics are new parts made from recycled plastics, and some of the plastic parts are just reused. And you can see some of the tests here. Cord winder test, air performance test, sound power, everything worked as it should. That was the infinity test, and that was about making something new out of what has been thrown away. Following up on that, we did later on the second one. This is my last slides, just showing what we moved on from here. We moved to the To Infinity project, where we looked at producing a vacuum cleaner that would be 100% recyclable, so it could be easily recyclable, where the materials could be recycled. We didn't achieve 100%, but though we improved a lot compared with the current situation. Of course, now recyclability is a kind of a subjective measure, depends on the effort you put in. But with the benchmark together with Stena, we compared with the current recycling systems and so on, and then we could see that basically we achieved 90% with this machine compared to maybe about 70% recyclability for a standard average machine. But not only was this made for improving recyclability, it was also made to be fresh. Learning from this first Infinity project said that why are people not keeping their machines longer? So intention here was to make a machine that was even more attractive and would keep its appeal over a longer period. So we added textiles, a bit of wood, some fake leather and stuff like that to make it look more durable, simply. Now this again is a prototype, but the plan is to ship out a few hundred of these items on the market in the next year. And then we'll see also from the consumer reactions if it works. Will it be more long lasting? Will it be more recyclable? We will see. And by that, I conclude here. That was a few snapshots of our circular activities at Electrolux.
Thank you. That was